Hey guys, in this video we're going to be looking at how to connect to the Ethereum network using Python, and we're going to leverage a special package called Web3.py. With this, you're going to be able to access various different things like looking at blocks, interacting with the blockchain, and I'm going to show you how this can help you when creating algorithmic trading bots. So let's jump straight into the code. I'm going to start off by just importing the package, which is Web3. So we're going to import Web3. And we need a special object from here, actually. So we're going to say from Web3, import Web3 like this. Okay. Now, the rest of the code that I had here before, sorry, just to clear this up, this is all just me importing a specific environment variable, which is the Infura URL. Now, in a previous video, which I'll link down below, I've shown you how to get your own URL here. And all this does is effectively gives you a provider that the Web3 package is going to use to connect and send requests to the blockchain to get access to it. But you don't need to worry about that. The main thing here is about how to connect to the Ethereum network using Python. So we're going to use this package called Web3. So we're going to say from Web3, import Web3. And now we've got this URL here. We can just add some more code down below. And we're just going to say, we're going to create this object called Web3, and it's going to equal Web3. And we're going to say Web3.http provider, and we're going to pass in our URL. Now, as I said, this is just a URL or an endpoint, or think of it of our ability, almost like a key to access the Ethereum network. And the way that it works is that this third-party provider is going to basically be running lots of nodes. And so we don't have to set up our own node, do all of that complex stuff that goes behind that. And it's a really simple, beginner-friendly way for you to be able to access and start, making requests to the Ethereum network and really understand how it works better. So once we've done this, we should have instantiated an object, and you can think of this object as almost like a huge wrapper around the Ethereum network, and it makes it a more Pythonic way to be able to communicate with the Ethereum network, which traditionally would be a little bit more complex and involve a lot of data. So this is going to abstract a lot of those complexities away from us, but still give us the full benefit of accessing that Ethereum network. So now that we've got this set up, what exactly can we do? Well, one of the most simple thing that we can do is we can say .eth get block latest, okay? And this is just going to show us the latest Ethereum block. Okay, now this is super interesting. We can see how much gas is used. We can see lots of different various data points here, okay? To take one, for example, we can see the miner. So if we go here, this is the wallet address of whoever mined this latest block, okay? And this is super cool because we can just see everything completely transparently. Unlike traditional financial markets where everything's hidden away, stuff's done through brokers, very secretive. This is all for us available to read online. And the Web3 package is going to allow us to do that super easily. As you can see, that's literally 1, 2, 3 lines of code if you include the import. Without it was 2 lines of code. Okay, as I said, this is just me hiding away my URL because if there's some hackers watching my videos, they might be able to run up some costs on my account. And so I just hide that away in an environment variable. So as we saw in 2 lines of code, immediately we were able to start accessing the Ethereum blockchain, and we can see all of this cool data. So what else can we do? Well, I'll tell you one thing we can do. We can be super nosy, and we can actually go in because, as you guys know, this is a completely transparent blockchain. We can go in and actually see how many Ethereum this miner has. So we can say web3.eth.get balance, and we can just pass in that guy's address, and that will give us a balance here. Now you look at that number, you might think, Jesus Christ, this guy has so many Ethereum, but this is actually not given in Ethereum. If I hover over this, it should show us that it gives it, if you look here, in Way. Now, what is Way? Way, you can think of Way as the equivalent of pence to pounds or cents to US dollars. It's the smallest amount of that particular currency, or in this case, cryptocurrency, okay? And so for obvious reasons, they trade in that because sometimes they can be really small. You can earn only a few Way in certain scenarios, or you might only want to trade a few Way. You wouldn't want to trade, for example, let's say half an Ethereum, maybe that's a lot of money. So you can start dealing in Way. So now we've already seen 2 super cool things that we can do with the Web3 package. What's another thing we can do? Well, this brings us into a perfect one, which is that, we don't really want to be trying to do the calculation in our head of converting Way to Ethereum. So we can do, let's say the balance, the balance in ETH equals Web3. There you go. So we do Web3. No, we don't need all that complexity. So this is one of the reasons, guys, where you don't just rely on AI for coding. You really need to make sure you do it yourself. So you can see there it got it wrong. So what we actually want to do is we want to have this number. So we'll say this is balance in way equals that. And now we can just pass in balance in way here. And we'll say, so if you hover over this, it will say, you'll see it's a method from way, and it will take in a number, and then you also need to give it a unit. So we want to convert this way into Ether. Okay. So now if we run this, and then we just say balance in ETH, we can actually see how much they've got. So this guy has 19 ETH, which is pretty fucking cool. So that's a great way for you to start using this package and start interacting with Ethereum. One last one that I want to show you guys, which I think is going to be super interesting for you, especially if you're creating trading bots, which is you really want the ability to store any trading data that you make. So let's say, for example, if you're using Uniswap as your broker to place automated trades, they're going to return a transaction hash. And with that transaction hash, you can get a lot of information from the Ethereum network. And, people like Uniswap might not necessarily give you all of that. So to do that, we can do web3.eth.wait for transaction receipt. And in here, you can just give a receipt of a transaction. And this is going to give you a lot of data on that. So for example, you can see how much gas you used in that trade, the exact amounts that you've traded, and you can store that in a CSV or wherever it is that you're having your trade reports. And so this is a really, really helpful part of Web3. So this was a super quick overview of using Python and Web3. If you do want to read more, I'll link the documentation below as well. And yeah, I hope this helps, guys. I'll speak to you in the next one. Cheers.